What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Destiny video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys something that I've been having a ton of fun with in the Crucible lately, and this is a super good build for my Titan. And I've honestly wanted to bring this video to you guys since before I even had a channel and since almost the start of Rise of Iron, but I'm just barely coming to you guys now, so hopefully you guys enjoy this. Let's get right into this, but credit where credit is due. I got this idea initially at the start of Rise of Iron from another YouTuber called The Enigma. I'll leave a link to his initial video in the description, but mostly this is just kind of my interpretation of this build, and I've added on some things to make you get the most out of this build. Now I'm sure you're thinking, what is this? What the heck is this build that he's talking about? And basically, I'm incorporating 2 exotics and some artifacts to basically just make me super fast. I'm using the mid multi-tool to give me speed boosts, right? And then the exotic Dune Marchers, and I don't think I see these enough in PvP. Basically, you can run a lot faster, you got a quicker turn radius, and you can also move around faster while ADSing. In other words, you can move quicker, and you can turn corners a lot quicker with the speed boost of the Dune Marchers, and with the speed boost of the mid multi-tool, you're going to be going at like the fastest speed obtainable. So that's basically why it's called the Flash build, because you're going insanely quick and you're just going to be able to roam around the map at the fastest speed ever. Okay, now as far as subclass goes, that doesn't really matter. However, I like to use a striker just because, you know, he's the Flash, so lightning. And then there's also shoulder charge, which is a huge factor. And so basically that's the main focus of this build, is just raw speed, and I love it. Like, you can get around so quickly. I'm always the first person to get set up on the map. And maybe you're thinking, you know, well, it's not that much of a difference, or surely it can't be like a huge determining factor. And while you're kind of right, it's really noticeable. Like, I can't emphasize how much you will notice when running around that you're really a lot quicker. But the main emphasis I want to talk about is you're a Titan. Titan skating is huge. I mean, like, already for Titans that aren't using this build to incorporate 2 exotics to give them both speed boosts to get them going super fast, like, any normal Titan can Titan skate and just greatly increase their speed and just go flying through the air. So basically what this does is you can Titan skate with a faster starting speed, and Titan skating will just get you running super quick, and it's very effective with this build. You know, you'll be able to Titan skate around faster, and ultimately, again, you're just going to be roaming around the map insanely quick, and it's quite overpowered. And one more thing to add on to this build is, you know, at the early Rise of Iron, when I was thinking about this, you know, I was wishing, because a lot of the time I like to incorporate an artifact into some of these builds I come up with, and I was saying, you know, what is something I can use? Like, I wish there was some kind of artifact that helps you with speed and running around. I was like, wait a minute, you know, Memory of Yolder. It's pretty perfect because you're going to be running around so much that you won't want a sprint cooldown. And, you know, I actually underestimated it, really. I didn't think that it was going to help a ton, but it's really useful for the reason being that shoulder charge. Okay, there are times when I will rush into battle and then shoulder charge goes away and I'm just like, crap, you know, I'm dead. And that's really the reason why the Mark 44 Standicides are great for shoulder chargers. You know, people who just abuse shoulder charge, that's one reason why they're super good. But being able to just slide and then keep running, no matter how much you've been running before, being able to just slide then start going again, it starts over the shoulder charge cooldown, the timer, so then you'll be able to rush into battle knowing that shoulder charge will be ready. And also, again, just when you want to be running as fast as, you know, this build allows you to go, you don't want to have to stop. And there are a lot of situations, you know, when I'm sliding, I'm jumping all over the place, and the sprint cooldown would slow me down a ton, and it would get me killed. But Memory of Yolder, like, as you can see, I never stop in just about all this gameplay. I never stop sprinting. I'm just running all over the place at very quick speeds. That's why I would recommend using Memory of Yolder for your artifact. So now let's go ahead and talk about some of the pros and cons, some of the good things and the downsides of this build. So, you know, of course, the major advantage is speed. And in other words, you're going to be able to get set up quickly on the map. So that's the first advantage to speed, because as soon as the match starts, you know, I'm thinking about Trial specifically, being able to get set up and set your line of sight first is really important. And if you're able to get set up in your spot, be aiming at the enemy side before anybody else, that's obviously a huge advantage, especially in things like trials where getting set up first really matters. Then another huge advantage to speed boosting is getting out of tough situations. Basically, what this allows me to do is there are some situations where I'm just kind of like, screw this, I'm out. Somebody activates a super, and I have tons of gameplay of this, or maybe I just get a little too caught up and I rush into like a full enemy team. Well, thing is, they don't know how fast you are, and I just run out. I just start Titan skating, I turn some sharp corners, and I'm gone. They can't shoot at me anymore. So that's really nice. Again, I have a ton of gameplay, which I'm showing on screen right now, of just me kind of juking out some people. And some people, you kind of make yourself a target. I gotta warn you, with this build, you make yourself a target, because people start to get annoyed. Like, sometimes, I will rush into an enemy group, I'll realize it's too much, and I'll just keep running, and I'm gone, And so there are times when people will get really frustrated, people start teabagging you, you can get some hate mail, but really, once, some warlock was really pissed off at me, he spotted me, and I kept killing him, so he used his Stormcaller. I was in this room, I run around, I jumped over him, and then he kept following me, and I was just juking out this Stormcaller. I was just laughing so hard, because this guy had got to be pissed off. And then, of course, they're Blade Dancers. And, Blade Dancer was coming after me, and you can really outrun them just on foot. But sometimes if you're starting to get worried, you can just start Titan skating. Then you're going like 1,000 miles an hour through the air, and they're gone, They can't catch up to you with that kind of speed. So, really, speed is a huge advantage, especially once you learn to wield it. It is kind of difficult because with the Doom Marchers, the increased turn radius, it takes a while to get used to. But man, once you do get used to it, you can just fly around corners so easily. And so that is a big, huge factor in what makes it so fun for me. Just being able to say, screw this, I'm out, and just being able to run super quickly, turn around quick corners. It really gets you out of tough situations, and it allows you to put yourself in good situations. Now, so you can really just pick your engagements, and it keeps you alive, and it helps you to win. Next, another pro for this build is sometimes I have builds that I think of or other builds that I see that make you use exotic or a weapon that's not that great, just for the purpose of the build or just for an exotic perk, but it's not that great of a weapon. Thing is with this is multi-tool is not a bad gun to use. I mean, putting on the multi-tool for the purpose of this build is not a bad idea at all, considering its great range and how it's just about the best scout rifle in the game. And because of the nerf to all the hand cannons, scouts give you just like pretty much the best range available for primaries. Now that's a huge advantage. Again, the multi-tool is great in just about every situation, and it's not a bad exotic. So it's not like you're pushing yourself saying, oh, I don't want to put this stuff on just for this build. No, like these are good exotics that you're going to be using. And then of course the Doom Marchers are great. Like I said at the beginning, I don't think I see them enough. And go ahead and try out Memory of Yolder on a Titan. Like, I remember before Rise of Iron, people were making like speculation videos looking at the artifacts, and people said, this one looks like trash. And that's why I didn't really use much of Memory of Yolder at first. But it's amazing on a Titan to be able to keep yourself mobile, and again, being able to slide and reset your cooldown for shoulder charge, so then you can just reset it and keep going. It's really a huge pro for this build. Now, despite just the quick speed, being able to get tons of kills, being able to just do so many awesome things with this, the only con I can think of, okay, listen to this, the only really bad thing I can think of that will persuade people to not use this build is the Twilight Garrison. And that's the only problem. The Twilight Garrison is too good. It really is great, and it is hard for me sometimes because I've been there. I get really used to using Garrison, and then there were some times with this build, like when I just started putting on the exotics and I switched off of Garrison, that I would just start double tapping O and trying to evade out of situations, and it's really tough. So if you're really used to Garrison, it's gonna be rough for you. And just Garrison is so good. It's almost the needed Titan exotic right now. Like, you have to have the Garrison. So that's it. That's really the only con. You can't use the Twilight Garrison when using this build. And that's it. You know, you're using great weapons, you're getting yourself in close quarters where Titans are strongest. You know, Titans are great at close, and you can just run up, get close, quick, and just wreak havoc on the enemy team. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, I have so much gameplay I want to show off, and I'm having a hard time narrowing it all down, but I have so much fun. I get such high KDs, you know. Some builds are just goofing around. But this is not only fun, but it is extremely useful. I would highly recommend you guys try this out in the Crucible. Just make sure to get that speed boost going, you know, make sure that you got that Might of Multi-Tool equipped in combination with the exotic Doom Marchers, and make sure that you got that Memory of Yolder Iron Lord artifact going for you, and it's just such a great build. Can't emphasize that enough. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, just because it's something I've been having so much fun with, and it's something I've been wanting to make a video on for a long time. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've tried this in the past, how you feel about it. I think it's a very competitive build. And, you know, I use it in trials so I can get set up quickly and stuff. But what are your thoughts? Make sure to show some support on this video and give it a like if you enjoyed it at all or found it at all interesting. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already so you can see more Destiny uploads coming from me in the future. This is Hackman, and I will see you guys in the next video.